Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. It's another day, it's another dollar, and it's another big reveal, my loves. I need you guys to meet Rich's wife, the one he has been cheating on for 6 years. Yes, my loves. Yes, shout out to Lord Lucan. Yeah. Check out his Instagram channel. He pulled out the tape and the receipts, my loves. But anyhow, I just knew the math is not mathing. I mean, how can you talk to someone for 6 years? All right, all right. So I need for you guys to grab your little snacks and get a little comfortable because I'm gonna break it down. Because there's too many questions, and you know my spotty senses were just tingling from day one. So let's talk about the man, the myth, and the absolute mirage. Rich, aka Jace, aka James, aka Derek. Yes, my loves, he goes by all those aliases. So, and on top of that, not only the names, this man is out here claiming he's a legitimate real estate agent. When you see that title on, when he pops up, it says real estate agent. Then you go online on LinkedIn and he's all of a sudden an acquisition manager. Acquisition manager. All right. But when they asked him at the table, when the Felicia folks asked him, what does he do? He pretty much says he does this and that. He's basically a jack of all trades. All right. I'm wondering why this man got so many freaking aliases and so many jobs. Is he a federal fugitive? Seriously. Because he's definitely not a corporate scout out here hunting down assets for a major company to acquire. I don't think so, loves. Now, the receipts and the big reveal of the wife. Now, her name is Andrea. And she dropped his last name, but because her name was at one point um, Winter, but now it's just Samuel. My loves, the receipt and the big reveal of Andrea, thanks to Lon Lucan, because the internet streets have been talking, and we actually have a face to the chaos. Loves, Lon Lucan dropped the picture of Rich's wife, Andrea. She got a little baby face. And this actually opens up a can of worms. I mean, if there's one thing we can absolutely deduce about Mr. Multi Names is this. He likes them young, because Andrea was quite a bit younger than him. And so is Felicia, mentally Felicia is. So we're picking up a major pattern here, especially since he likes some peer. He said out of his own mouth, this Mr. Alleged prostitution whore. I'm just saying. And in this rap sheet he has, I mean, word on the street, no, it's not word on the street. He actually was booked for, prostitution. Let me clarify. Not for doing the deed himself, but allegedly playing the middleman and sending clients to the women. So let's look at the timeline. Let's look at the math because the math is officially completely broken, loves. According to Lord Lucan, Rich and Andrea were living together in a killer trailer. This trailer looked like a serial killer would camp out here. I mean, seriously. Now, at the time, Rich was 31. This girl, 21. And they lived in South Carolina in the backwoods in this dirty, dirty trailer. And then they moved to his parents' house around 21 or 22. Okay? So that girl couldn't stand it for too long. If they moved in the same year that they moved out the same year they moved in, the girl probably was freaked out by her surroundings. So, in 2020, the earliest that they could have tied the knot, because she would have been 18. No, she wouldn't have been 18. She would have been 20. There are zero public records to be found in the state that they lived in. So, what La Lucan did was go back and pull the records, and the records started 2020, and there was no indication of any marriage records. But anyway, in 2022, they pack up and move the circus down to Texas. And boom, 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 boom. You know what? Andrea finally realizes what's up. She packs her bags and flees the family home to go back to her relatives. Mm-hmm. Yes. But wait, my loves, let's listen to some more effery. Some more effery. Now, Felicia let it slip that she and Rich had been talking during filming. But then Rich is out here claiming he been dreaming of this perfect woman for 6 years and they've been on the phone for 6 years, blah, blah. And in those 6 years, he never, ever, 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 ever went to see her. Maybe because he had a wife. But he was dreaming of Felicia and probably ringing up her phone. But if we were to believe those 6 years, that means his timeline goes all the way back to 2020, the time he was married, living in a trailer with Andrea. Yes, allegedly marrying her in 2020. Moving to Texas was with her in 2022. So he's doing all this movement with Andrea, also getting arrested here and there. But Andrea didn't leave until 2024. Now, if he's been checking into Felicia for 6 years, that is a total undeniable overlap in his entire marriage to Andrea. Okay? So he was playing his wife the whole entire time. Now, is he even legally divorced? Probably not. I don't know if he's married. He probably married her earlier. Lucan couldn't find anything as of when she was 20 years old. He probably married her when she was 18, but the records didn't go back that far. So, loves, reason I think Rich is not trying to show paperwork is because you know what? He hasn't told this chick that's not his name. Mm-mm. So the paperwork, he's not flashing around. He probably not divorced because Lord Luca couldn't find any divorce papers either. So, and right now, during the filming of Love During Lockup, I mentioned twice before that as soon as filming wrapped, he opened up a dating site and started talking to women. Yes. So he seems like he's a serial cheater. So that's all I can detect from this, because if he was legally divorced, he waved the paperwork like a flag. All right. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't know it already, Rich and Felicia are no longer together. So that's the big reveal on that, which I have already mentioned in a couple of videos. And Andrea, it took her a minute to figure things out, but you could just look at that baby face right there. She changed her name from Andrea Winter, that's Winter is Rich's last name, back to her maiden name, Samuel. So it shows that there was some type of marriage. He might have married her while she was a teenager because there was nothing there like showing her when she was like 20 years old or anything like that, because the records didn't go that far. The records only went as far as when she would have been 20, because they just updated her system. And so anyway, they got with the times, but they only go as far back as 2020. So there you have it, my loves. Rich and them folks got a nice house. Too bad it wasn't nice enough to keep this girl around, because she was not like, she couldn't take it. And I don't blame her. And I'm glad she got out of that killer trailer. Lord knows what would happen up in those woods. But my loves, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think? We finally get to see the face of one of his wives. One. We haven't seen the others. But I can tell there's a pattern. He likes them young. He likes them baby face and probably a little dumb, so he can manipulate them. That is my opinion, my loves. Allegedly. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. But that's what was revealed. Okay? My loves. Now, I don't know what age, but as I said, when he married this chick, I don't know. Because if you go back when she was 20, there's no record. So he might have married her younger than 20 years old. But anyway, my loves, you know what? We got to figure this out. I need for you guys to drop a comment below. I need you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, hype this video up, and like, my loves. And I'm going to catch you all out on the flip side, because you know this video doesn't end right here. You know we got to talk about this, my loves.